Democracy is often hailed as the pinnacle of human governance, a system that empowers the people. Started in the ancient city of Greece and Athens, this form of government is popular than ever. But what happens when the very mechanisms designed to uphold freedom spiral into chaos? Welcome to our exploration of the dark side of democracy. First, let's discuss the misuse of power. In a democratic system, elected officials are accountable to the people. Yet time and again, we witness abuse of this power. Corruption scandals, favoritism, and the prioritization of personal interests over public good can erode the trust in democracy. Political scandals, like the Watergate scandal in the U.S., can serve as an example. The Watergate scandal serves as a pivotal moment in U.S. history, highlighting the vulnerabilities of the democratic system and the necessity of accountability. Its repercussions are still felt today, influencing political discourse and public expectations of government integrity. It involved a complex web of events that led to a crisis of confidence in the U.S. government and ultimately resulted in the resignation of President Richard Nixon. 5 men were arrested for breaking into the Democratic National Committee headquarters located in the Watergate office complex in Washington, D.C. The burglars aimed to wiretap phones and steal documents to gain an advantage for Nixon's re-election campaign. After the break-in, Nixon and his aides attempted to cover up their involvement. The White House engaged in efforts to obstruct the investigation. Next, we face the menace of misinformation. In the age of the internet, spreading false information has never been easier. This manipulation can sway public opinion, influence elections, and even incite violence, like the 2016 U.S. presidential election's false information scandal. The 2016 U.S. presidential election was marked by a widespread false information scandal, primarily due to the proliferation of fake news and misinformation on social media platforms. False narratives, conspiracy theories, and misleading articles circulated widely, often targeting key issues like candidate qualifications, policies, and personal scandals. Reports indicated that Russian operatives utilized social media to influence public opinion, creating divisive content that exacerbated political polarization. The prevalence of fake news contributed to confusion among voters, impacting their perceptions and decisions during the election. The scandal raised concerns about the integrity of the electoral process, leading to calls for reforms in social media regulations and greater media literacy among the public. Democracy, while promoting diverse opinions, can also lead to extreme polarization. When citizens become entrenched in their views, it can result in social division and hostility. The consequences are breakdown of civil discourse, increased violence and riots fueled by political ideologies. In 2024, Bangladesh experienced significant unrest due to the quota movement, which protested the reinstatement of a 30% quota for the descendants of freedom fighters. This decision, made by the Supreme Court in June, sparked widespread protests, particularly among students. The situation escalated into violence, especially after a brutal incident involving a protester, which intensified public outrage. As the protests grew, they were met with violent crackdowns from groups linked to the ruling party. Amidst this turmoil, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina resigned on August 5, 2024, and fled the country, marking the end of her 15-year tenure. Her departure was celebrated by many as a conclusion to what was perceived as authoritarian rule, following weeks of deadly demonstrations against her government. Moreover, ancient sages like Aristotle and Plato termed democracy as the ruling system of the incomplete and incompetent, because many irrational individuals may be elected in this system for it being a rule of the majority. As we can see, while democracy offers hope and opportunity, it is not without its dark corners. To truly benefit from this system, we must remain vigilant, informed, and engaged, because the strength of democracy lies not just in its structure, but in the active participation of its citizens. Thank you for watching. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below.